Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakagadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. This was the most funniest thing I've ever seen in a long time. So I'm going to let the video play, and then I'm going to look it up. And, hey, bro, go ahead.
Hold on, B. We gonna get this work.
The phrase that is used is shachora, which means black. And in the same phrase, though I am black and I am
Let me stop it right there. I guarantee you he's an expert reader. English, the Hebrew, all right, any other language. I guarantee he's an expert reader. And brothers, I'm just going to skip certain things. And the comment boy says, Amalek man was suffering while reading. All right, it said if you look closely, he was sweating bullets while reading, that he almost choked on his own spit. Damn devils know. Call Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, Karkadash. So this is the brothers commenting because it's look. Let's watch.
I am beautiful. I am Shechor Choret. I am one of these of the people who are black or dark-skinned. And the phrase that is used is shachora, which means black. And in the same phrase, though I am black and I am beautiful, I am Shechor Choret. I am one of these of the people who are black or dark-skinned. And then the next.
These devils, they know, man. Now let me go to that particular scripture. All right, it says, Song of Solomon, I am black but comely, which he broke it down. Shakar, all right, or Shakar war, black. Now, when you look at the Strong's definition, it says properly dusty, but also absolute jitter, black, right? See, boom, boom. It says, but comely, meaning beautiful. So King Solomon saying, look, I'm black, I'm dark skinned, I'm a man of color that is beautiful, all you daughters of Jerusalem, as a tenth of Kedar. Now, the tenth of Kedar, when you look that up, it says tenth of Kedar, right? Kedar, which when you read Jeremiah 14:2, that's the same word there. Okay, so it says the son of Ishmael, because that's what it's comparing to. Because Ishmael's one of his sons was named Kedar, which means dark skin. All right, so he named his son dark skin. All right, it says the descendant of Kedar. It says not properly people. Mistaken. There it is. It's a strong definition. All right. Let me see. 69. Which this meaning right here is wrong, but we'll utilize it. This is what they say. This is what they use in Jeremiah 14:2. It says to mourn, be dark, to be dark, to darken, to cause to mourn, to grow dark, that has nothing to do with what that Jeremiah 14:2 makes. All right, so they're just trying to say it's just a condition what they was in. That's supposed to be the root word, right? It says back to the Wisdom of Solomon. Song of Solomon. So that's what it was trying to say. That's the root word, right? It says dusty of the skin. I'm gonna read that again. It says dusky of skin of the skin. So how you get dusky of the skin or the tint? Kedar, a son of Ishmael, also collective built Baldwin as a descendant of representation. But the key is of the skin. All right. This is going back and forth with these. Like if you go back and forth with these clowns, it says as the tents of Solomon. So once again, Solomon is doing a comparison of his skin color. There's the next verse. It says, "Look not upon me because I am black." So let's look up that definition. Now that definition is Shakara Katrath. It's a longer version. But I find this interesting. So now we go to Strong's definition. It says Swartzer or Swarty, right? So I was like, I already know what that means. Everybody should know what this means right by now. You had Elder Tazadakba, New York camp brought it out about what Benjamin Franklin has said about the Germans and a lot of people in Europe, and he was complaining about them and called them Swartzer, all right? And the elder brother Malcolm, he did shows on that too. So let's say if you never seen it. So this is regular dictionary, okay?
Swarthy.
Swarthy, okay? Swarthy, dark skinned. You can't get around it. Swarthy means dark skinned. So these devils know exactly what's what, okay? The Solomon himself was explaining twice how he's dark skinned. So some people say he might get it from his mother's side, right? That's what they would say. But when you look up the word ruddy for King David, ruddy just means young, all right, fair. We come from a dark-skinned people, all right. Solomon it says, "Look not upon me because I am black, or swarthy, because the sun have looked upon me." And it's even telling you even more hints, all right. Because what do we us dark-skinned people get from the sun? Vitamin D. I believe that there's a saying like sun kiss or something like that about complexion. The more darker you are, and this is just basic stuff, simple stuff, but proving that these devils, which actually is the next couple of lines, self-explanatory. All right, they know they've been you. Now this whole Israelite thing is being pushed out there heavily because now the cat's out the bag. In order to make to the next steps, it must have to come. But now it's like an avalanche. All right. It says, "Because the sun looked upon me, my mother's children." So is he talking about his actual mother? No, it's talking about his ancient mother, his foremother. Who is our foremother that we have in common? That would be Rebecca. All right. Isaac and Rebecca had who? Jacob and Esau. Okay. It says, "My mother's children were angry with me," and here's the proof. "They made me the keeper of the vineyard." Vineyards is Slakia. Now let's look up the word vineyards. This is self-explanatory. But the Hebrew word for that is karim or karam, vineyard. It says strong definition from unused root of uncertain meaning, a garden, a vineyard. So increase of vineyard, vintage. So he was saying his mother's children had him keepers of vineyards, meaning in slavery. It says, "But my own vineyard I have not kept." So what was Solomon basically saying? Solomon had everybody under his thumb from his father, so nobody was going to ever put him to slavery. It's talking about now, all right? The mother's children is talking about Esau, Edom, putting us into his captivity, in captivity, and having us taking care of his kingdom. By our own, we can't take care of. So this is, There's plenty of clues what's going on. So if Solomon expressly said about his complexion, how much more of other great men in the scriptures? All right. Another example. I gotta bring this out. Job 8:8 classic. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Job 8:8. It doesn't matter. But that is good though. For I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers. So when you look into the former age, which now everybody's, not everybody, but the awakening is taking place. And one of the main things that's the awakening is what? That the real people of the scriptures, the real Israelites, are people of color. All right? Of people of color. Because how would you know that? You have to inquire, which means to search, if I'm not mistaken. So inquire or shakal or sha'al. To ask, inquire, borrow, beg, to ask for, to ask as a favor, borrow, to inquire of, consult, of deity or oracle, to seek, ask for oneself, ask, leave absence. So for this is so, oh my goodness. So when Kyrie is basically saying in his last video how, he was asking the generation 1981 to, I think he said 1995, which 1981 whoever was, I'm born in 1981. We're not the millennials, all right. That's they keep pushing that thing back down, but that's neither here or there. But what was he saying? He said, ask the elders, ask the elders, ask the elders, ask the elders. That's what he kept on saying. Inquire, all right. Basically, he's saying inquire, ask the elders, beg, because what? You don't know who you are. Our people don't have a clue who they are. We've just been taught one way, and that's it. We was taught this is who we are, and this is it. We just move on from there. That's it. That's all we've been taught. And now, despite the word Israel was being pushed out, you got people that are saying, oh, now we know who we are. We shouldn't hate. That's not part of that if you understand somebody that did you dirty, not for your benefit, not for your upbringing, to destroy you, how you not hate that person? How you not hate the fact that they're trying to destroy you when you know you did nothing to them? When somebody's trying to harm you for no reason, do you love that person? So now the next step, which that's going to do another show, okay, now you find out you're Israelite, and what? Okay, there's steps to this thing, man. There's a lot of steps to this thing. And one of the steps is you have to inquire, all right? You have to request. Matter of fact, there's more to it. It says to give on a request, to grant, make over, to let one act successfully, or give or lend on a request. So you have to ask these questions. Why this has happened? All right. Let's. Matter of fact, I didn't want to do it, but let's just do it like this. All right. Because the most overused English word in the spirit, I always bring it out to the spirit. The most overused English word is this. It says, 10. Romans 13:11. Love. All right. Love is the most overused English word. Matter of fact, let's play dumb. Let's look up the word love. Love. Agrippa, which that's in the Greek, right? Brotherly love, affection, goodwill. So does that mean somebody has goodwill for you? Love, benevolence, love fest. So love feast. Love that is affectionate of benevolence. I don't know how to tongue twister. Specifically, plurally, love fest. All right, charitable. Okay, charitable. That's a form of love. You showing charity to somebody. Their love. Okay. Now let's look up the word in the English dictionary. This is just fundamental stuff, and that goes over a lot of people's heads because it's the most overused word in the English dictionary. All right, let's look up the word love. It says an intense feeling of deep affection. That's what we've been told. But these are the words that we've been told to do. So you have to have deeper feelings or affection towards somebody, right? It says a great interest or pleasure in something. His love for, so it's talking about to love certain things. Verb, feel deep affection for someone. All right, like or enjoy much, very much. So these are the words that they give you. Let's look at the etymology. Oh, actually, I just seen something. That's interesting. Okay, let's look up the word. Let's see. I like this. Etymology says affectionate, love cup, made for service, drink. Loving. Sorry. The word should just be love. Feeling of love, romantic, sexual attraction. That's what they tell us, right? That's a form of love. It says the other word is to feel love for, cherish, show love, delight, approve. Okay, well that's love hate. We're not getting that yet. It's expression, obliviate, strong feeling towards someone or something. All right, boom. So we got the gist of it. So now let's look up, since it popped up when I was doing it. Love in the Bible, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It says love in the Bible verse. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. All right, so we got the most overused, over-abused word in the English. So now we understand what it's trying to say, but that's what it doesn't mean that in the scriptures. Okay, everything that it's saying, it's a part of it. It's like culture. A lot of people use that word a lot. Culture is more than just fucking music and dancing. All right, culture is it's part of you. Anyway, it says, love worketh no ill. Let's look at the word ill. Ill is a Greek word, I think, kanos, of bad nature. All right, so you showing charitable goodwill, all right, a compassion for someone. So you're not supposed to show bad intent or bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, presumptuous, destructive, baneful. All right. It says Strong's definition. Apparently, a primary word, worthless, and trinical, such as, whereas. That's another. It says properly reference to effect, that is subjectly deprived. Let's look up this word. All right. It's just interesting how words are just so very, very interesting.
Depraved.
Depraved. Morally corrupt. Wicked. So when they use that word, they use it in such a depraved manner. They corrupt the true definition of it. Okay, so the scripture says simple, basic stuff. Oh, also it says, or objectively injurious, bad, evil, harm, ill, noisome, wicked. All right, which that gives you another scripture. I'm not gonna get it right now. I'm just gonna make this short. It says love. So the act of love or showing goodwill. All right, worketh. So that means you act it out. Worketh no ill. So we understand what so something depraved to his neighbor. All right, so you don't say you love someone and you destroy them. You don't tell them who they are. You make them feel less of themselves. That's not an act of love. That's an act of hatred. All right. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So the fulfillment of the law is what? It's true love. All right. That's the true definition of love. So what's part of that? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So if you have a neighbor, which we know the word neighbor in that terminology is talking about Israelites, okay? But let's use it in a worldly sense how they use it today. Or everybody in the world. So if you don't love your neighbor, if you love yourself, you have to love your neighbor. So would you destroy yourself? Would you harm yourself? Would you lie to yourself? And the answer to that right now, yes, that's what they do. Because they're taught the self-destructive ways. Because, matter of fact, I have to bring it out. I was going to keep this short, but it's not me. Slack it. Where is it? There it is. Simple. It's just simple stuff, man. Ecclesiastes or Sirach 10 and 7. It says, all right, Sirach 10 and 6. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong. Do nothing at all by injuries practices. I mean, damn, bro, you can't get any clearer than that. This proves that this man's a goddamn devil. All right. Let me read up. It says, I should start at 1. Man, let me start at 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So a wise man would instruct his people with what? He would tell them the truth. He wouldn't hide it. All right. It says, as a judge of the people is himself. So if the judge is wicked and evil, self-destructive, and a liar from the very moment, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all that they that dwell therein. This is why everybody is so goddamn delusional, sick in the head, because the ones that's running the show, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. He's ruling. All right. It says what? To the victor, he tells something about history. Slacky, I can't even think of it. It says, the unwise king destroyeth his people, and that's what we end. We Proverbs 29 and 2. When the earth, roughly paraphrasing, matter of fact, let me just get it real quick. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it don't. Proverbs 29 and 2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So people today, right now, are in a state of mourning, state of pain, state of suffering. All right? Because of the rulers that rule. This is why it's happening. All right? It says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So if a righteous man, that's Proverbs 29 and 2. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. In due time he will set over it one that is profitable. All right. So someone that's worthy to sit in the power seat to control the earth. But the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Because who gave that power to the wicked? The Most High. It says, in the hand of the Most High is prosperity of men, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. What's a scribe? A scribe is a secretary, a writer. All right. So he will. It's my tip of my tongue. He to the victor. He will. He who controls the history, or something to that extent. All right. Verse 6. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong. And who showed the most hatred out of all people? When somebody does not allow you to know who you are, where you came from, or so forth, and keep this lie thing going, and have you believe that you less than you are, that is not an act of love. That's not an act of concern. That's an act of hatred. Okay? That's why they sweating bullets, because that's something they was trying to hide for centuries. Okay? For centuries. Because they wanted to make sure that they were the only ones. Okay? So they rewrite history. Which goes back to what? Revelations 12 and 7. That the devil deceiveth the whole world. All right? This is why things are the way it is. And doing nothing at all by injurious practice. Just look up the word. Injurious or injurious. And that's why that goddamn devil's sweating bullets, man. That injury is injurious.
Injurious.
Injurious. Causing or likely to cause damage or harm. All right. So the damage has been done. The harm has been done. It says, and do nothing at all by injurious practice. Deception is a mother effer, bro. The greatest lie that has been told, okay, that who the world ignorantly called Jesus, his real name is Yahweh Shai, was a pale face, a Caucasian. That caused injurious practice. That would cause damaging harm. All right. It says pride is hateful before the Most High, and man by both doeth one commit iniquity. And that's why the devil is proud as all hell. Okay. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's why we're in a process of the transitioning of power. Okay? The truth is at an all-time high, but the deception is being discovered. And the Lord He promised. Matter of fact, we ended off on this. 2nd Ezra 6, I believe it's 25. It says, it's 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So with that being said, matter of fact, let's just go one more time.
In the same phrase, though I am black and I am beautiful, I am Shechor Choret. I am one of these of the people who are black or dark-skinned. And the phrase that is used is shachora, which means black. And in the same phrase, though I am black and I am beautiful, I am Shechor Choret. I am one of these of the people who are black or dark-skinned. And then the next